We all thought he was a good guy.
Lisa Blanchard remembers when she first met her sister Tracy's boyfriend. Tyrone Adair won everyone over.
So he was, charming at the beginning.
Yeah, charming. Everybody liked him.
Lisa says he doted on the couple's young daughter, Deja.
He seemed loving and caring, and he knew what she liked. He played with her.
But by late November last year, Lisa says the relationship was rocky.
I knew that they had been fighting a couple days before, because I had called Tracy on Wednesday and asked if Tyrone was still coming to Thanksgiving, because I knew they were having problems. And she said, yep, we got it all worked out, and he'll be there. Everything's fine.
1 week later, police found the bodies of 33-year-old Tracy Judd and daughter Deja in the trunk of his car.
We found out she was strangled. And Deja, he tried drowning Deja first, and then that did not work, so he suffocated her.
Later that day, police say Adair drove to the home of Amber Weigel, where he fatally shot her and their 2-year-old daughter Nevaeh before killing himself.
But we really believe that he had it planned out.
Now the families of the victims are left wondering why.
Was there anything you ever saw in the interaction between the two of them that was a red flag to you?
No, nothing.
Lisa says there were no stereotypical signs of violence, no black eyes or bruises. But in hindsight, she says Adair could be controlling. He didn't like Tracy going places without him.
So it was that, if I'm not going, you're not going kind of thing. If I can't come with, you're not going. When Tracy did go out with her girlfriends, her phone would constantly ring, and it was always him calling.
The thing that all batters seem to have in common is the sense of entitlement and belief that they should be the center of their victim's universe.
Shannon Barry is the executive director of Domestic Abuse Intervention Services. She says some warning signs offenders display include if he or she tries to dictate your behavior or opinion, expects to be the center of your universe, is very possessive, isolates you from friends or family, humiliates you in public, angers easily, always needs to know where you are, insists on controlling the money, withholds affection as punishment, and the most prominent sign, she says, the person is very controlling. Barry says too often victims confuse that control with caring.
If this person is really jealous about my time and they want to be with me all the time, people can see that as a sign of genuine emotion and love.
And Barry says domestic abuse is a crime that thrives in secrecy.
A lot of abusers will have a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of personality, where in public they can be very charming and very gregarious, and then in private they're very controlling and, again, creating an environment where the victim feels that he or she is walking on eggshells.
The number of domestic abuse cases here are up, and Barry says they are increasingly violent.
More death threats, more strangulation, more mutilation, and those kinds of things.
In 2009, Dane County's only crisis center had a 109% increase in calls for shelter. Barry says the recession is a factor.
A lot of victims feel like they don't have the resources, potentially, to leave the situation, and they may be trying to stick it out in the situation longer, so that the violence kind of escalates and becomes more severe.
And when a victim tries to walk away, like Tracy was.
She was done. She was growing and making her life better, and she didn't want that anymore.
Their life is most at risk.
Homicide is the ultimate form of power and control.
On the morning of December 3rd of last year, Tracy Judd sent her twin girls off to school. By 2 o'clock that afternoon, she and Deja were dead.
There's a lot of whys from that day.
And now, a final painful and puzzling move by Adair. Lisa recently found this final photo on Tracy's camera, a self-portrait of sorts, taken the very day.
But that gives us some sort of time frame. And that at 12:30, 12:28, something like that, Deja was still alive on December 3rd.
The loss of her niece and her sister inspires Lisa to raise awareness. Last month, she helped launch this fundraiser at SCATS, which raised more than $40,000 for domestic abuse intervention services. She does it in memory of her sister.
She was just amazing, very strong. very loving.
Lisa says helping others realize domestic violence hits home is what Tracy would have wanted.
Tracy always said there's a reason for everything, and you know, if she had to go, then obviously this was her reason for it, to get the word out there.